I'm Danny.
I'm John, back here.
And this is our Charm Midlife. And today I am talking about a new series that just started on Hulu last week called Mid-Century Modern. There were 10 episodes. They were all about 22 to 25 minutes long, so very short. And they're all on Hulu. And here's the write-up. After an unexpected death, three best friends, gay gentlemen of a certain age, decide to spend their golden years living together in Palm Springs, where the wealthiest one lives with his mother. This stars, of course, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lane, and Nathan Lee Graham, and Linda Lavin. This was her last project. Pamela Adlon is in there, and then they've had a bunch of different not each episode, but there have been some other people that popped up, like Jesse Tyler Ferguson and stuff. James Burrows directed every single episode. He directed every single episode of Will and Grace. He did a lot of Friends. These are the same David Cohen and Matt Muchnick who created Will and Grace. They created the show, and Ryan Murphy is an executive producer on it. So they film in front of a live studio audience. That's sometimes a problem for me. I don't like those shows as much anymore. Of course, that's what we grew up with. But lately, it's harder because, it has to have a certain rhythm when you're in front of an audience to get those laughs. And a lot of times that rhythm and that comedy style doesn't go well for me.
Do shows nowadays that are not filmed in front of a live studio audience, do they have canned laughter, or are they just like Modern Family and...
The only one that I know of that had canned laughter was How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
They had a laugh track.
Okay.
But otherwise, most don't. So yeah, so it's hard because it's a different style, a different rhythm. But because of these guys and Linda Lavin, who's really, really funny in it, and it's really funny writing. And this is R-rated. So, there is a lot of F-bombs dropped. There is a lot of discussion of sex. So it's not a network comedy. So each three has their own personalities. So this felt like they're out there saying it, but it totally felt that way to me. Like a gay Golden Girls. They're probably older. Well, Matt isn't, but the other two are older than the Golden Girls were when they started their show. So,
Yeah, when you said men of a certain age, I was like, Nathan Lane and Matt Bomer are in the...
Well, so the way that Matt Bomer's character, so this fourth one died, and they were the four best friends. The way that Matt Bomer's character, because he is younger, that they brought him into the group was that he had dated that person originally years and years ago.
Gotcha.
And then even though they broke up, the four of them remained friends. So that's why he's in the group, even though he's a little younger. He's my age, but I think they want him to be, I think they try to make them even out a little bit more. But his character is hysterical. He's an ex-Mormon who was married and had a kid and then came out, and he's a flight attendant, and he's over the top, but so funny. Nathan is also hysterical, and well, both Nathan.
I was going to say, which one?
Good writing, and it feels a lot like Golden Girls because a lot of times they're in the kitchen, a lot of times they're doing that thing, and then they're also talking about their jobs, which remember the Golden Girls all had jobs. Then they talk about dating and who's gonna date who or whatever, or if they aren't ready to date or whatever. And then Linda Lavin comes in, and it feels a lot like the Estelle Getty type sarcasm. She's picking on everyone. Again, a lot more R-rated, but that makes it a lot more funny. So it's going to be interesting to have a second season without her because it worked really well. And so Pamela Adlon plays Nathan Lane's sister. And so she now lives in Palm Springs. And I think they're going to bring her in more as that fourth voice because she also is sarcastic and that sort of thing. But they did a really, really wonderful episode to Linda Lavin after she died, because she died mid filming the season. That was a crier for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they got through that. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, that's all it is. If you're just looking for a fast, really fun, uplifting other than the one episode I just talked about. But uplifting show where it felt like when I watched Will and Grace, and I still watch Will and Grace most nights. And it's just happy, happy. For some reason, I'd say this is more on like the Karen and Jack side, just the kind of silliness and the real fun, because Will and Grace got to be a little bit of a downer there after a while. But Karen and Jack were always wonderful.
And imagine if Karen and Jack could speak freely.
Yeah,
that would have been
yeah. I mean,
that would have been something.
There's definitely some things in here where even I was just like, did he just say that?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Golden Girls because I walked through a handful of times when you were watching this, and each time I walked through, at least one or two of them were sitting at the kitchen table, right, and they were dropping F-bombs, and I looked at the TV and I'm like, can they do that?
Yeah, it's like you forget.
Yeah.
Because it's very much with the live audience, you're set up like a sitcom, and so yeah, all of a sudden something's dropped, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm on Hulu.
Yeah, I think the first time I heard it as I was walking past, I stopped in my tracks. I was like, huh? Nathan Lane just said the F word.
Yeah. So that's all. I mean, I'm giving the whole first season an 8. I will go back and rewatch this season because it's just a good time and it'll put me in a good mood. And these are 3 guys that you love. I mean, if you've known any of them from anything, you love them all. So,
yeah,
that's easy watching. Very easy watching.
How many episodes was Linda Lavin in?
I think she was in 7 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The 8th one she wasn't in at all. The 9th one was the one dedicated to her, if I remember correct.
And there were 10?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird because every time I walked through, she was not around. So I must have timed it perfectly for episodes 8 and 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got timing like that.
Yeah. So anyway, this is all on Hulu. Please go check it out. Giving it an 8. Would love to hear from you if you've watched the show. What did you think about it? Which of these guys is your favorite? Which is hard. They're all just so great.
Nathan
in
Lane.
their own way. So it's like you can. It's almost like the Golden Girls, right?
Yeah.
Like you kind of gravitated towards one or the other to be like, oh, I'm a Rose or I'm a Blanche. You kind of feel that way with these guys too.
Yeah, Nathan Lane is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll watch it with you if you watch it again.
Oh, absolutely. I'll watch it.
We're looking for another show. So.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you so much. We have lots more coming up, so please subscribe if you can. Like this video. And then we will see you next time. Thanks so much, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.